In 2021, as Mitchell Starc crossed the chalk for the first delivery of the summer, he did more than any preceding Australian opening bowler had in that yearly ritual. It's not hard to say that, for a large part of Australia's population, that initial salvo is heavy in emotional symbolism. In normal circumstances, as the bowler steams in and whomps their oversized shoe down on the crease, they cross the December line as well. Sending the pill hurtling forward, their act lifts the emotional yoke of the past year's toil from the shoulders of the populace. When the ball completes its journey into the bowler's hand, as part of a performative about-face and stride back to the mark, so too the season officially turns towards one of celebration. In that instant, the eyes of the people are also drawn in the direction of the new year. Most times, the ball just whizzes past the ear of the man standing at the other end, prompting a collective ooh, a promise of triumph so near but not yet, an ooh followed by a lull filled with the satisfaction of knowing that now, with the past year jettisoned, we can eat, drink and be merry, for tomorrow we diet. The ebbs and flows of the game's drama over the coming summer, the droning commentary as familiar to the ears as blowflies, and the sporadic explosions of chaotic excitement bursting from the broadcasts are the backdrop of the season to come. Yet Starc, who held a ball in hand on this occasion, carried something far greater with him, a promised release from the enduring agonies of a nation. It was as if, in letting fly that first delivery, there was the possibility that it could exercise knots around the nation's psyche, caused by yet another year of outbreaks, lockdowns, lives lost, political point scoring and the like. Pock-marked and scruffy-bearded, Starc bounded towards the crease on his heron-like legs, chest forward, clutching that red missive, while behind him the throng bubbled with a nervous excitement at just being able to stand together again, to witness the theatre of the greatest and most enduring athletic rivalry the country has. Starc castled the stump's first ball. First ball. When you listen to the crowd in that moment, not just cheering for a sporting achievement, but delivering an outpouring of 2 years' worth of emotion after being terrorised by a virus that overturned everything and shut everyone away, it's visceral. It's a roar holding within it the frayed and desperate hope of a people still wrapped in the nervous anticipation that things could go south again and all the joy could be warehoused once more. A fear pulsing away in the background like a throbbing toe, portending the worst. Raw power, you might call it, and raw power certainly. I wanted to capture this in a song. ScoBo, Scotty Boland. In using the elegance of understatement, the 2021 Ashes really weren't a great time for England. I appreciate you, the reader, may not be a cricket buff, but let's just say England went at 20 runs a wicket across the entire series. They got trounced. None more so than by Victorian paceman Scotty Boland, the person I've written a song about, eulogising his efforts in the third test of the series, which Cricket Australia pushed me not to put out. Scotty Boland got 6 wickets at the expense of 7 runs for that day, unheard of. I still have the text messages I exchanged with friends on the day as it was happening in real time. It's a feat worthy of art. I've been writing some big celebratory house music in recent years, in collaboration with a backroom whiz who likes to remain anonymous, and with vocal part contributions from my girlfriend. My girlfriend is a sports nut too, and was into the idea of doing something to honour Scotty Boland, so I recorded vocal parts for us both, created a beat template, and took a couple of outtakes of commentators going nuts over Scotty's wickets, and sent them to my man behind the scenes. I contacted Cricket Australia, CA, about the process I needed to follow to get approval for attribution, explaining that the radio station on which the commentators we'd sampled worked told us that copyright lay with CA. So to have CA come back and say they wouldn't license the audio to create music about a player, I was taken aback. It seemed like overkill for a song that was almost entirely my girlfriend's voice and mine over an original melody with a smattering of commentary samples thrown in to add a bit of spice and uplift. I'd hoped it would be pretty straightforward to get a polite acknowledgement from Cricket Australia under fair usage, as well as the agents of the commentators we'd hoped to use. And I hoped those commentators would get a chance to listen to the song, get the vibe and give us some encouragement. This is because while a house song about a cricketer is a bit left of field, what we were creating was within a well-trodden field with lots of contemporary examples of the same approach. Like popular Australian social media duo Shepmates, who use straight audio from cricket commentary and recreate it by miming to it. They have 1 million followers on Insta, have had their material reposted on CA channels, and have featured Australian cricketers and commentators on their show. I have no beef with what they do. It's sports-related comedy for personal gain. It's fun, fair play to them, but it straight up rips slabs of audio. So why the different attitude towards me? Billy Birmingham made a career out of direct imitation of cricket commentators. We love it. It still resonates and makes us laugh. We should have more of that. So why the big stick waved at me? The Australian cricket team even have a theme tune which, incidentally, was filched from a Henry Lawson poem and has a brazenly borrowed melody, the likes of which would make men at work clench their teeth. Not that anyone bats an eyelid. Anarchic Australian rock band Tism used direct samples of sports commentary in their songs Give Up for Australia and What Nationality is Les Murray at the height of their fame. Tism even do the theme tune to the radio show that the same commentators we were looking to sample work on. With all of the above, I didn't get the deal of blocking little old me. An Australian Lawyers Cricket Council exec member said if I could get word that Scott was okay with it, the inside word from CA is that they would soften. So I tried Scott Boland's agents and the agents of the commentators we wanted to sample, but after some initial sympathy, the lines went dead. I appealed to CA, of course, drawing on their own public statements about having a curiosity to listen, to celebrate the success of the athletes, to collaborate, to bring people together and develop partnerships that further the game. CA came back with, "We don't create or work with third parties that create music about our teams or our players. For instance, we are quite different from the AFL in that we don't have theme tunes for our teams." For the record, there is a theme tune for the T20 cricket side for which Scott Boland plays, as an example of how this isn't the case. CA argued with me again, saying, under Australian copyright law, there is no general doctrine of fair use. General commercial use for making a song does not qualify. If you want to push ahead with the song using CA commentary, we've not granted permission for this, you better speak to a lawyer. This is at odds with the direction I was pointed in for information, not legal advice, given to me by the Australian Lawyers Cricket Council. What it amounted to was semantics from CA, at odds with their own values, and the mountain of examples where a heap more liberties were being taken than what I sought, the end result being an inexplicable aim to suck the joy out of something pure of heart and done the right way. You don't need garlic to repel Dracula, just tell him you're a lawyer. You can only do what you can do, so I re-recorded all the audio parts I had for the commentators and replaced them with an excitable commentator I call Bitchy Reno. ScoBo Scotty Boland doesn't lose any of the sentiment of our love of Scott and his feats, which a few samples contributed to, nor the roar of celebration that has accompanied them, which was our ambition all along. So here is ScoBo Scotty Boland. I hope you can share it widely with everyone you know who loves cricket, loves Australian music, big celebratory dance music, and who loves the roar. Joel O'Connor.
ScoBo!
Scotty Boland, bowling at the G.
Oh, what a beauty.
Scotty Boland, Scotty Boland, Scotty Boland.
Hard length, steaming in.
Scotty Boland, Scotty Boland. Shut the front door.
Victorian with the ball in hand. Nips back sharply. Oh, wow! LBW! 2 from 2! Boland's on a hat-trick! Scotty Boland is just living out his dream here. Oh, we just